Hey, what's going on? This is my review for Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 12, Not Tomorrow Yet. I was extremely happy with this episode, and I'm sounding like a broken record now, but this half of the season has been phenomenal, and maybe the best stretch of episodes we have got, period, on the show. Walking Dead has a tendency to be inconsistent at times in tone and also quality. I think overwhelmingly the quality of the show is good or better, but it gets to those massive heights, which are what I love to see. And I love that we're like just cruising at that right now. It feels great. We're getting great backstory. We're getting good action scenes. We're getting lots of new environments. I'm so excited for the show right now, and I'm falling in love with The Walking Dead all again. The beginning of the show with Carol was pretty cool, actually. She kind of symbolizes that when she puts the cookie at Sam's grave, and I like how they don't actually show her dropping it, but then you see it as she's walking away. It's just kind of more subtle there. I like that signifies the end of this brief period of peace in Alexandria. When Rick says we have to fight somebody, she knows what's going down, and she's probably trying to get back into this life. You see her kissing Tobin, and it's just a cool way to kind of signify the end of that without like explicitly saying so. So we get Rick's speech in the cathedral where he gathers everybody together to talk about the saviors, and you have Jesus in the background to kind of vouch for the hilltop in a sense, if only in his appearance there more than anything. Love that character to death. So Rick gives his speech, and to that basically they have to kill the saviors or else they're going to come for them. Morgan objects to this by saying that they can talk to them, and they may have to do this, but so it seems like he's moving a little away from the peaceful thing, like he still wants to do that at all costs, but he may be willing to not do it. I think is important. But he's trying to be like, hey, let's talk to them and see if we can spare ourselves both from this. As Rick rightfully says, that would totally lose their advantage. But you have to see Morgan's thing, and both sides of it there's a lot of moral ambiguity here, and I really appreciate that neither Rick nor Morgan are technically right. It's never right to just, well, barring some extreme circumstances, just go around fucking murdering people. But at the same time, if they're planning on murdering you, but it's kind of, all they really heard about these saviors are from other people, so you can't be for certain, but at the same time, when you're in that survival, fight or flight mode, you gotta go with Rick here. But I like that Morgan has that other opinion to it, and Aaron kind of, as the one of the leaders of Alexandria beforehand says that they can't let the same thing happen that the wolves did in more subtle terms than that. One part I really like about this scene, and really shows the changing dynamic in Rick, he's basically doing what the governor did in Season 4. He even says, kill them all, and Tara takes her arm off Denise when she says this, Tara's girlfriend Denise, just because she seems shaken by it. Like, he's literally doing the same thing as the governor, basically attack before we are attacked. And it just shows that, like, maybe the governor wasn't wrong after all. It's just, it's these clash of ideologies. So it's kind of cool to see how brutal Rick's group is becoming, but it's almost like, they're trying to hang on to this humanity, and they're really teetering towards the edge now. So that was a great scene to start off the episode. You have Abe and Rosita kind of breaking up, it seems like, and obviously Abe's got his eye on Sasha, and that was a good scene. You get that little funny moment with Eugene at the end before Rosita slams the door in his face. I can appreciate that. I'm a big fan of Abraham, big fan of Eugene. Rosita's pretty cool too. You don't get to see a lot of her, but this was just another kind of moving us forward in the plot. And then we get to the planning of the attack on the compound, which was just fucking crazy. I love when he says they want Gregory's head and we're going to give it to them. I like how they make you think they're almost going to really do it, but then they kind of have a less sadist idea where they get a head that looks like his from a Walker and use that, but the nose didn't look like, and Rick starts punching it, and the guy's like, you know, the scary saviors are scary, but they got nothing on you, and that was a really cool moment for me. So they get into this compound, and one part I love is when they, you know, how like just how methodical they are, like taking this out. They have a good plan. Like it pretty much goes off without a hitch. Besides Abe getting kind of cut in the shoulder. But I love when they kill the first guy, and before the second guy comes out with the prisoner they're giving back in exchange for Gregory's death. They all run out, they grab the body, and they're all like out of there. And then they come back, and Michonne's got a sword in his belly like in like 2 seconds. I also love seeing Michonne with an assault rifle and her sword. It kind of gives her more versatility, and I appreciate even when characters like Daryl get a chance to use guns. We've seen him with a crossbow for so long. I almost think that him not having his crossbow has made Daryl even kind of more fresh of a character, because you're getting to see him, you know, use some firearms, use some more hand-to-hand combat, rather than he's basically replenishing ammo from the crossbow. I'm sure we'll see something like that again someday, but I do appreciate them changing it up a bit. So when Abe gets stabbed, they pull the alarm, and basically all hell is loose. And one thing you have to notice, when they're going through the compound, there was a woman in there who was not killed, and at the end of the episode, Carol and Maggie get captured. So I'm thinking she survived and at least 2 more saviors, because I don't think those 2 women are going to get caught up by just one of the saviors. I mean, they're both pretty much badasses. I mean, maybe in a firefight they could do something to them, but captured, it seems like you gotta have more than one person. So I'm thinking a few of them survived, and this word's gonna get back to Negan, who I mean, obviously isn't dead. He wasn't in that compound. I mean, Rick's group just slaughtered that. One of the most tense moments of this entire thing, which was a amazingly tense scene, something that The Walking Dead is really good at when they do it correctly. Freaking Glenn getting his first people he's ever killed in the entirety of the apocalypse, first non-walker kills, and not only the fact that he takes that pain himself, but he spares Heath from it. And they actually had a little good conversation earlier in the episode, and I'm just loving Glenn, and I'm really, I don't want to say anything, but I really hope, like, I just love Glenn as a person. I don't want to go too much into it, but like, he's just a great character. I've always liked him, and I gained a newfound appreciation for him. A few other things. Aaron had some good moments in this episode. One where he was killing the Savior, and if it wasn't going to be us, it was going to be you killing us, essentially, and more subtle words than that. Also, we got the song for Season 6 at the end when they're all outside, and I must say, Negan's compound, or in my opinion, it's probably a smaller base. I mean, without a doubt, it seems like they've really been building this up, and they're not going to, you know, he's not going to go out in a little compound like that, so he's probably, I mean, if they got that many dudes in a frickin' subsection, he's got a lot of guys. I mean, I think that's a blatantly obvious. It was really cool seeing the guy trying to run off with the motorcycle at the end, and then Maggie and Carol getting captured. I mean, we got fucking 4 episodes left. Things are going to start getting crazy, it looks like. I'm really excited to see next week's and see how Maggie and Carol either get away or don't get away. I must say this was another just a great episode. There were a lot of interesting things that happened in here. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. I really liked Gabriel's moments in this episode. A lot of people don't seem to like Gabriel much, but I kind of really appreciate him as a character. You can't have everyone be a total badass. He gives a unique perspective to the apocalypse. I really liked his scene where he had to basically kill that guy, and I'm not religious whatsoever, but I do like him as a religious character on the show. He's had some great moments, one of them being in No Way Out, and he had a kind of couple funny scenes in here, and just I really like him as a character. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Daryl's cool. And yeah, you know, I get that these characters are more badass, but if everyone's a badass, then you can't really appreciate that. So I really like Gabriel as a character. And then, you know, Morgan's doing some, I'm not really sure, like some blacksmithing or soldering at the end of the episode. I'm wondering what he's doing, but he seems like he's really conflicted. So I'm wondering where that's going to go. I'm really excited for next week's episode, and I hope you guys are too. I know you are, because who's ever been watching these? I'm really liking this show, and season 6 has been fucking baller so far. So this is MegaMattMKV, guys, over and out. I'll see you next week. If you like this video, give it a like, please. If you want to get a conversation going in the comments, I'll respond to you. Write me a comment, or if like the video and subscribe if you can. I would love you forever. Thank you. You guys have a good one. Peace out, guys.